Hello everyone and welcome to Lecture 4. Lecture 4 of our Artificial Intelligence and Big Data course. I am Professor Abul Qasim from Sejong University. Today we are embarking on fascinating journey exploring the evolution of the data handling practice. Okay, before we dive today topics, I like to briefly recap some key question and concept we discussed in Lecture 3. The summary of Lecture 3 will highlight it on one point, which I can highlight it here. It was, I call it program enrich DIKW pyramid. This combine of the modern DIKW pyramid, as you remember, the modern pyramid, it was including data, information, knowledge, wisdom, and modern has one more component. We call it optimization. And then we try to add and combine with the one formula of Nicholas Rich formula, program equal data structure plus algorithm. This illustrates how AI system transform raw data into optimized action through the structured data processing and intelligent decision making. This holistic framework integrates data organization with the algorithm to enable AI-driven solution. I just put some point here as a bullet in our pyramid. Data, information, knowledge, what does it mean? Data, collected raw signal. When we process, that is information. Knowledge, apply some context to make informed interpretation. And wisdom is a making decision based on this knowledge. And the last part, optimization, we try to increase our efficiency for, that making decision. Let me give you one example that during the lecture 3 I try to open. Now I am going to summarize that lecture and many examples. One of the great example which consider during that lecture 3 that aligns with the program enrich DIKW pyramid model. Consider a self-driving car. It starts by collecting data from its surrounding, right? Such as sensor and visual input raw data. This is this part, right? And the car processes this information to understand its environment, identify objects like pedestrians, traffic light. This is the information. Then it applies knowledge like traffic rules and roads condition. This is the knowledge part. To make decisions such as whether to slow down or stop. This is the wisdom. Finally, it optimized this, decision to ensure that the car reaches its destination efficiently, avoiding traffic and taking fast route. This is the last part which we can consider. This entire process, during that example we discussed in the lecture 3, represent how the car moving through each layer of the program enrich DIKW pyramid, combining a structured data processing with the algorithm. So data and algorithm, that formula, program equal, to make intelligent and optimized decision. This is short recap of lecture 3. I think it is enough. And let's go for the lecture, 4. So, as you know, that the title of today's lessons is part of artificial intelligence big data. We will focusing to some evolutions of AI and big data are deeply interconnected. AI and big data. Big data, we are talking from data come to the big data. Little bit we will touch today and how the amount of information needs to train the AI. And this is the this lecture part of this evolution. So as we touched on the last week, and as remember, this entire evolution of the AI and big data, it is part of 3 sections. The section 1 is the foundation of data and knowledge. We discussed in lecture 3, which we have already covered through the lecture 3, focusing on how raw data is organized and structured. Today we will start for lecture 4, that the evolution of data handling, which we will explore in today's lecture. This section will look at how method of collecting and preparing and managing data have evolved over time, especially with the growth of the big data. And the section 3 we will cover later on, which is intelligent decision making. And the AI concept, algorithm, how grow, and finally data-driven decision. So in the as an agenda, lecture 4 agenda, when we dive into the section 1, because in the section 2, we will dive into evolution of the data handling. So if I explain overview of lecture 4, in the lecture 4 of our courses, we will dive into evolution of data handling practice, exploring how data collections and preparation have transformed with the rise of the, data and big data and AI technology. We will cover the progress of the manual record of the sophisticated AI assistant system that streamline data processing and enhance decision-making capability. Many parts we will cover for, justify this point. This lecture 4 focus to some applications which is underlying technology enabling this advanced data handling. So we will touch, last lecture 3 we will touch fundamental of data. Now we are talk data handling method. So this, by understanding this evolution, you will gain insight into how data shape intelligent decision making. This is the goal of the lecture at the section 3 in the modern AI and big data environment. So let's quickly go for section 2. So in the remember, we call it evolution of data handling practice. So now let's break down evolution of data handling practice, this part, to the 3 part. So I'm going to shortly explain about these 3 key parts. Each of these stages play an essential role in understanding how we manage data today. Data fundamental, evolution of data collection and preparation, and the evolution of the big data. Today, very interesting topic we will cover. So if I little bit before go inside the lecture, we will begin with this data fundamental, where we look at the basic of how data collected, stored, and structured in this stage. We are dealing with the core principle of the organizing data so that it can be accessed and used efficiently. Data fundamentals lay the groundwork for all data handling practice. Without a solid foundation here, it would be impossible to handle the vast amount of the information for the modern system, like AI system, which we need to manage. And in the this part, which is evolution of data collection and preparation, this is the next key area in the evolution of data handling. So data collection methods have evolved significantly, moving from manual entry and start from punch card in early days to automated and AI-driven data ingestion process today. We've moved from simple batch processing, to real-time data streaming, allowing for much faster and more dynamic ways. Very important for AI. For what? For preparing and processing data. So data preparations today is often automated using advanced tools and AI to clean, transfer, and prepare data at the incredible speed. Then we will touch to the new and interesting part, evolution of big data. This is the finally, hopefully we have enough time to cover within this lecture or another lecture. We arrive at the, this evolution with the explosion of digital information. Many data is collected. We've entered an area of where the traditional method of data storage and processing simply don't work anymore. Traditional method. Big data refer to data sets that are so large, fast, and complex. Remember, big data, it is not the means we have many data. So big data concept and processing has own techniques, different from just normal data. We will touch and talk. Big data really not only large, fast, and then traditional database, and even traditional databases cannot manage them. In this stage, we focus on new technologies such as distributed system like cloud storage and AI-driven analytics. We will talk what is the analytics that make it possible. Maybe analytics we will focus in the section 3 more when we talk more AI evolution, that make it possible to process this massive data efficiently. This allow organization to extract meaningful insight from huge volume of data. So if I summarize this section, explore the journey of data handling from the basic of organization raw data to the advanced system used for collection and preparation. And finally, managing massive big data. Simply, we could say like this. Each stage has been critical in enabling transformation of the raw data to the actionable, insight, because that is very important. A process important for what? For AI system. Why? Because we need to handle in a real time and reading to the smarter, faster decision making. Okay, let's go. So title is a data fundamental. Really very important for us to know that historically we will have a journey. If you see from image, most image which you see in my presentation, it is created by myself, not copy from somewhere. So I intentionally put many concepts in the image, so we don't have time to talk about that. From you see there is a journey from punch card in late 18th century to edge computing and real-time data streaming that we see today. Very nice, like relational database then come later on. So very nice figure, has a meaning of how data evolution of data storage. Every system like punch card allow the basic data store, but as the data needs grow, we shift toward the relational database. In the around the 1918s, and then to NoSQL database to handle unstructured data. Today we've progressed even further with the edge computing, where data is processed closer to sources like IoT devices. IoT stands for Internet of Things, leading to real-time insight. This is more real-time SR. So unstructured data model, mainly it is here, and then data lake and edge computing. This is the totally new area. So this looks like equal with the progress of evolution, many area related, especially for data collection. So data security and governance, as a data, storage has evolved, so have need to data security and governance, ensuring that data is safely stored and properly managed in more critical than ever, especially with the vast amount of information that being handled in the real time by advanced system. This evolution in the data fundamental is what make modern data handling. So when we talk about the modern data handling, means including the evolution of data structure and many sort of those which I mentioned. So if go detail part of the, in this slide, we break down the core component of data fundamentals, remember, which is the essential for understanding how data serve as a backbone of the modern AI and big data system. Let's take a quick look at the four main areas we'll cover in this section. Introduction, we will begin an introduction of basic concept behind the data. What is the data? How it is collected? Why so vital for the computing today? This set of stage of everything else we will discuss here. In the understanding data, we'll dive deeper into understanding data. This section focuses how data is more than just number and text. It is about pattern, relation, and how it can be transferred into meaningful insight. Then in the third part, data as a fuel. We will also look at how data serve as the fuel of modern AI. Just like fuel power a car, data power AI models, enabling them to learn, predict, make decisions. Then after that, in the last section, finally, we will cover data classification, explaining how we organize data into different types. So we will discuss. So understanding these fundamentals will give us the foundation to explore more advanced concepts in the data handling. So in the next slide, page 11, here, let's begin with the fundamental question. What is the question? So fundamental question is, what is the data? So please pause and let me know what is the data. Let's begin with the fundamental part, which is definition of data. By definition, data is unprocessed and doesn't carry inherent meaning. So it's only through analysis and interpretation data becomes valuable. Oh, so this is the definition of data. So basically data is the unprocessed. So then with doing some analyzing, this is the main meaning of the data. Let's see one quotation of Sherlock Holmes quotate. As the, Sherlock Holmes famously said, it is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. I don't change because this word exactly in a quotation I put it exactly. Insensibly, one begin to twist fact to suit theories instead of theories to suit fact. This perfectly captures the importance of a data-driven decision making. We should always start with the data before drawing, conclusion. Can you tell me what really this quotation means? And please explain to me. Pause the video. Okay, after pausing video, when we say it is capital mistake to theorize before one has a data. Actually, this quotation meaning it is big mistake to come up with a theory or any explanation before you have all enough data. So if you don't have enough data, if you make a theory, this is the big mistake. If you do, means if we make before we have a data or big data, if we do, we might start changing and interpreting the fact, means the reality, the truth, in the way of that fit our theory to that reality, rather than adjusting, our theory to fit the real fact. We totally twist it. So we make we don't attention to data. We make some theory, and then this theory it is not match with the reality because the data come from some reality. We want to explain this reality. This theory doesn't match this reality. Then we twisted our theory. Talk about something wrong about the reality. So it is, in the simple term, we could say don't jump to conclusion without proper evidence, or you risk misunderstanding the truth. So what is the trying this Sherlock Holmes quote that data is very important. That's why we say data driven. We call it data driven decision making. If you back, when we say here data-driven decision making, because that's Sherlock Holmes quotations. We don't say like this is the very basic and important. We don't say other word like information-driven, like knowledge-driven or other thing, because this is very basic. Because data come from real world. So remember, we said real world, then come to the cyber world. So from real world, we make a data, digital data, bring to the cyber world, computers. If Sherlock Holmes saying that if we don't attention to here data, not good enough data. This is trying to say the importance of data. And then we make a process and make some theory, formula, AI, and the result is not matched with the reality, whatever we designed. I think you clearly understand what I mean. So, another part in this slide, we are trying to talk about the etymology of data. Interestingly, the word data comes from Latin word datium, meaning something given. It reminds us that data in its raw form is simply information that we've been given, waiting to be processed and understood. Yeah, this is the very clear information of the data. As we move forward, keep in mind that data is a raw material that powers all AI and big data system. Without data, none of advanced technology we rely on today's would be possible. So understanding another fundamental of data, understanding data in this slide, we will focus to this concept for understand more about data. Data can take many forms, but in general it consists of information, especially fact and number collected to be examined and used for decision making, analyzing, and computation. So if we go for a general definition, the general definition of data refer to information, raw fact, and figure that can be stored and processed by computers. For example, in the context of e-commerce, data could include the number of products sold, customers, demographics, or website traffic. So, usage of data. Data is used for decision making, analysis, and computation. In every day application, business rely on this data to make informed decision, from adjusting marketing strategy to optimizing product pricing based customer demand. So form of data comes in various form and can be stored electronically, whether in database, spreadsheet, or a specialized data management system. Think of how customer records are stored in the company's CRM, or how website analytics are collected. Let me give you some example. Here an example: when the data were collected by various researchers, illustrate how data is gathered in the research context. Or another example, data are being transferred from magnetic tape or hard disk, reflect that the evolution of how we store and manage data over time, moving from older format to modern, faster storage solution. So in understanding of data, we try to emphasize versatility of data, how it is collected, stored, and used across various industries to drive decisions. Understanding of this fundamental is a key to grasping the broader concept of the data in an AI and big data context. Okay, in this slide, we explore how data function as a fuel of modern technology, just like gasoline. See figure I created clearly, mention data is really looks like gasoline. So powers cars. Data powers modern technology and decision-making process across industry. So everything data is fuel. Whether it is AI, big data, analytics, or machine learning, these cutting-edge technology wouldn't function without fuel. What is fuel? It is data. So if I explain more last slide, we can talk about several parts to understand what is the data fuel. So one part is the data power modern technology and decision making. So if we go for this one, we need to see like data powers innovation, right? Data power innovation. Data is the core of technological innovation. Think of it is as a raw material that feeds AI algorithm, enabling them to make prediction and decision. Without data, AI system wouldn't, cannot learn from, and their capability would be severely limited. So if I give you one example here, AI in healthcare, AI algorithms use vast amount of the patient data, such as medical history, test result, and given genetic information to recommend personalized treatment plan. The more data these systems receive, the better they get making accurate, life-saving decision. This is why data is so crucial. It is continuously fuels AI to improve patient outcome. So data-driven decision making across the industry, if we consider this part, across the different industry, data is a key to making more informed and strategic decisions. For businesses, data help identify trend, spot opportunity, and control the risk. Whether it is analyzing customer behavior or optimizing supply chains, data allow companies to move forward with decisions based on solid, actionable insight. So if I give you one example as example 2, in e-commerce, data analytics track how customers interact with the website, what the product they view, how long they stay on page, and what they buy, right? This is very important. This data feeds into AI systems that offer personalized product recommendation, which ultimately drive sales and enhance the car experience. This is how data fuel personalized and predictive analytics, guiding customer to what they are most likely to purchase. And then in the last part, data as a fuel and personalization. Data doesn't just stop at helping companies make decisions. It also fuels personalized experience, whether that is through targeted marketing or tailored recommendation. Let me give like one example, like Netflix, think of the Netflix recommendation engine. It is fueled by your viewing history. The platform analyzes what shows or moves you watch and uses that data to suggest content you are more likely to enjoy. So, to sum up, until here, data is a just collection of fact and figure. It is fuel that keep modern technology running. Whether in healthcare, e-commerce, or any industry, data fits into AI, make more efficient and intelligent. From predictive analysis to personalization, data, drives innovation and shape our daily lives. Okay, let me make one question as a class questions and for professional insight. Why we do consider, why do we consider data the fuel of modern technology? Why? Pause and answer. Simply, put, without data, AI and machine learning system would have nothing to learn from. Data feed this system, allowing them to recognize the pattern, make prediction, and continuously improve. That's why organizations are so focused on collecting vast amount of data. It helps them stay ahead of the curve by driving innovation and making informed decisions. So, in another example, I could say, in healthcare, predictive analysis by patient data allows AI model to anticipate potential health risk, leading a better and more proactive care. When we say proactive, sometimes there is healthcare, is active healthcare, something happen, you quickly protect. Corona happened, you do. This is active healthcare. But proactive healthcare, means before that happening, this is very important, that problem happening, you well prepare. Before something happening, you gather a lot of data at the AI, then you do prepare yourself and well ready. Before say something, you do something. System is doing, checking this, controlling maybe some virus come. This is just one of the many ways data fuel advancement across the industries. Okay? This is enough for first part of lecture 4. Okay, see you on section 2, part 2 of lecture 4.